First of all, let's use Google Finance to get daily and weekly data. We'll get data for Google stock itself. I'm getting data from January 1, 2019 to September 20, 2020. If you check the weekly data, then you'll see that they are from Friday, and when Friday data is not available, they are from Thursday. We need to be mindful of this because not all days are trading days. Some days are holidays and will not have any trading data for them. We can get the scheduled holiday data from NASDAQ or NYSE website. To get monthly price data from the daily data, we'll need the following formulas: end of month, workday, INT, and filter. So let's check the end of month syntax in the content assist provided here. If you want to generate similar help or content assist for your custom function in Google Sheets app script, then do check out my video which is listed here in the screen. From the help menu, we see end of month takes in a date and an integer signifying the number of months from the date that we want to get the end of the month date. So if we set the start date as January 2 from the range here and set 0 as the number, we'll get the end of month for January, that is January 31. If we change it to 1, then we'll get the end of the month for February, which is February 28. Similarly, if we do it as -1, we'll get the end of the month for December 31st. You can change it to any number you like and you'll get the end of the month for that month. Now let's look at the workday syntax. The workday formula calculates the date after a certain number of working days, thus not counting the weekends and holidays if provided. If we set the start date as Thursday, January 31 and number of working days to advance as 1, then we'll get Friday, February 1. However, if we change the working days to 2, then we'll get February 4, skipping February 2 and 3, which are weekends. If we define February 4 as a holiday and supply it to the formula, then 2 working days advancement will take us to February 5. This will work backwards also. So if you start from February 5 and go back 2 days, then you will end up at February 1. If your country does not follow Saturday, Sunday, weekend system, then you can use workday.intl formula, which will allow you to specify the weekends as shown in this help function. We can use the workday and end of month formula together to get either the first working day or the last working day of the month. Let's start with the last working day of the month. For last work day of the month, we need to use the end of month formula to get to the end of the month, regardless of it being holiday or weekend. Let's choose January 31 here. We'll advance that date 1 day by putting a +1 to the result of the end of month formula to get to the next month, and then use workday formula to go back to the last working day by putting a -1. We'll supply the list of holidays for 2019 and 2020. I have already got it in Exchange Holidays sheet here. This way, if end of the month is actually a trading day, we'll receive it as the answer. Otherwise, workday will give us the actual trading day that will be before the end of the month. Now to get to the beginning of the trading day of this month, all we need to do is find the end of the month of last month and advance that using workday by 1 working day, taking into account the holidays. And as you can see, this gives us the correct answer as January 1 is a holiday. Before we move ahead and use filter formula, one crucial part left is the INT formula. INT takes in a decimal and rounds it down to an integer. The way Google and Excel for that matter stores date is as a decimal from an epoch time. In this system of keeping time, the first 2 decimal are used for the time of the day starting from 0.00 as 12 am. Since Google Finance generally returns the close price at 4 p.m. or 1 p.m. if it's half day, we need to remove the decimal and standardize all times to 12 am. Otherwise, the filter function will not match these dates as end of month returns the date with 0 decimal or at 12 a.m. I will delete the rough work here and work on the filter formula. The filter formula takes in a range and returns a different range based on the provided condition. Now all we have to do is supply the range of daily prices, which is from B6 to C440, and then for filter condition we need to specify the date range, which is B6 to B440, standardized by int. If you put int outside of filter formula, it will throw an error because we are trying to get an array result without specifying it as an array formula. Filter is already an array formula, so we do not have to specify it here. The int standardized date will now match the time results returned by the workday and end of month formula, like shown here. As you can see, it has generated the monthly price data based on the end of the month. Now, if we want to get the monthly price as beginning of the month, we can just change the condition as discussed above, and it will return the monthly price data as the beginning of the month. You can see January 1 is a holiday, so our formula has correctly returned January 2 as the beginning of the data. Okay, that's how you get a monthly price data using Google Finance and Google Sheet. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.